So if you're new to spraying yards, if you're new to weed control, this video may or may not help you out. And this is for Alabama, where I operate and live, so it might be different in your state. But I thought it might be a helpful video. It might not. Again, this might be obvious to some, but it was not obvious to me. So you finally decide, all right, I want to expand my business from just plain lawn care and mowing, and I want to get that weed control money, which I would recommend to anyone that's got their whole heart into this industry. You know, you gotta get your license to spray and state level, take a test, keep your points up by taking classes offered by injunction to the state, to keep your license and pay your dues, all that normal stuff. But I don't know if you've ever been to college or you've done any type of higher education. I went to nursing school, and man, I tell you, the amount of things that they made us learn that we rarely used was way more than the stuff we use on a normal basis. Now, I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but come test time, it was kind of hard to know what to prepare for, what to not prepare for. I'm not saying it's exactly like this on passing your test, but once you pass your test, at least for me, they make you learn so many things that it's valuable things to learn: how to calibrate your spray rig, how to do the math and spray the right amount of herbicides and chemicals you need to spray. But the one thing they didn't teach me how to do almost at all, was how to build a program for your existing yards. I got my license and I felt like I knew it all because I aced the test, and but then I found myself texting all my buddies in the industry and, hey, what are you spraying this round? What did you spray last year? What have you had, success with? What chemical, this and that? Should I spend money here? All this and that. So I had no idea how to build a program, and I still really don't know how. This was my first fall and winter spraying, what you usually spray pre-emergence. And if it wasn't for me texting one of my buddies and him telling me what he did, I would be operating in, I don't think I'd be doing a good job. It would be process of elimination. I would be learning the hard way, which I didn't want to learn, because a lot of these accounts I got from existing weed control guys that were doing a decent job. And the only reason I got the accounts is because I have a good relationship with the customers, and they decided to give me a shot. Now, what my buddy told me to do is to call this company called Harrell's, which they might not operate everywhere. I know they operate in all of Alabama, and it might be a southeast thing. That I'm not sure about. But this company, not only do they supply all the chemicals I need and they ship to my door very quickly, but I get consulted, pretty much free consultations by the supplier that works there. And he has, I think he's 70 years old. He's been in the industry pretty much since weed control started. So what I would do, if you find yourself where I found myself, is look around for a company like that, and they have made it. He gave me multiple choices. First thing he asked me is, what type of yards do you have? And all of my yards, I don't have one St. Augustine or Centipede yard. All of my yards are Bermuda and Zoysia, which are treated the same, relatively the same. Yeah, pretty much the same. Where if they were Centipede or St. Augustine, there's certain chemicals that you can't spray on them at certain times or it'll kill them. So he asked me how many rounds that I want to do, which I really didn't even know then, and he helped me figure that out. Very helpful. I have a program that he made for me, it's a stock program that a lot of other people use. I'm doing 7 rounds, and it took all the guesswork and all the stress out of spraying, and then I could just use the knowledge I had and doing the math and mixing my chemicals right. And on top of that, I'm starting off on a good foot. So moving forward, I'm not necessarily going to stick to this program. I'm going to see how it does this year. I'm going to relay that information to James, the guy who consults me. And from there, I'm sure he'll help me again pivot the way I need to pivot and change my program a little bit, tweak it. And even then, it's still going to be a learning experience over years for what works for me. I don't go the cheap route on chemicals. I want to do as good of a job as I can being a newbie in this business, so I'm not doing the cheapo route. I'm doing more of a higher end route that covers more weeds and has some of these chemicals have more reach back. I'm sure you know Spectacle, and really Spectacle is what I'm talking about. Some of these expensive chemicals that just do a better job at controlling Poa annua and some of the harder weeds to get rid of. So I hope this video helps. I was at a loss, and now that, like I said, the stress of not knowing exactly what to do is not an issue anymore, and now I can just go out and spray, have fun, and take care of my customers the way that I want to take care of them. Bye.